Pinky Donna. This is a band who I subscribed to after we first heard them in one of my Twitch live streams, where you wonderful guys from the community recommended this band to me. But I'll be honest with you, we do so many bands on the Twitch live stream that sometimes I have trouble remembering which band goes with which name. So when I subscribe to one of those bands because I like it, and then they come up in my feed and I think, wait, I recognize that name, it's a great chance to reconnect. And well, Pinky Donna, you got a brand new song. Your brand new song came out 2 days ago, and well, I subscribed with the bell, so I must have liked this band a lot. Anyway, let's check out this new song. I'm really looking forward to this because obviously I already know I like the band, or I wouldn't have subscribed and put the bell on, but I can't remember which band this is. Let's go. Love the name as well. This should be fun. I got my fingers crossed. Let me make a little bit of space there. Oh, I haven't turned on my little light. Wait, I'm not being a good YouTuber. Wait for it. There we go. We had a recording session at a studio recently, and I took all the lights down, and I forgot to put them back up again. I took all this stuff with me. Anyway, you're not here to listen to this. You're here to listen to the song. Let's get into it. Okay. Like that atmospheric start. Loving the logo. Beer and swing. That's a very rock and roll start. I'm loving this little sort of pseudo, is it a live house, is it a front room? But I like how the bass is slowly working its way up into a little bit more of expressive lines. This is like the definition of charming rock and roll. You could not listen to this and not have a smile on your face. Yeah, everything about this is just so charming. There's also a reason why I think this video is very appropriate, but I'll get onto that afterwards. Yeah. Sick old style, sort of 50s, 60s rock and roll solo. Yeah, it's catchy as hell as well. One, two, Donna. Nice. Let's keep some of those credits on the screen. Like, oh, there's a lot of credits. Oh, all right. Which credits do we put on the screen? Well, there you go. There's a lot of credits. Give a lot of thanks and love to all these people who did the hard work on this. Well, there's the band. Let's leave the band names on the screen. Do you know what? That was really charming. I've said this recently. Like, so the weather here in Japan has got really hot, as it tends to in the summer, but you tend to get that point where it's like someone's flipped the switch and then suddenly it's really boiling every day. And when it gets to this kind of point, you need sometimes to have these songs that are just kind of like breezy and light, and they just can kind of just enjoy them in the excruciatingly hot weather. And this is one of those. This has this like really fun poppy feel, but it's also kind of very light, obviously referencing a lot of kind of blues and rock and roll, so yeah, blues rock and that kind of old style sort of swinging, riff-based kind of, even down to the woo woo. Everything's kind of got this old school rock and roll feel to it, which I really just find extremely charming. There's a lot about the way they deliver it. I mean, first of all, the song starts with that that kind of riff where everything's just holding very thinly in the middle. Then when you get to the pre-chorus, the bass starts to add a few octaves, starts to move a little bit away, and then when you get into the chorus, it sort of tightens back down again. But here's where you get like the you get the call and answer of the backing vocals, the woo woo, and everything sort of builds around that. So it's one of those songs where there's nothing particularly thick or complicated going on here, but instead what there is, there's just this sort of nice progression. You start simple, with a little bit of rhythm though. That riff has got like a nice sort of swinging rhythm. So you start immediately sort of tapping your foot and then bouncing along. Then the pre-chorus nicely sort of just slightly expands the arrangement, those bass notes. And then when you get into the chorus, that's a bit where you're singing along anyway. So that's where it just needs to kind of have the nice, simple earworm value. And if you look at it in that sense, it's a simple formula, but works super well. And that kind of that's the trick to doing that kind of old school rock and roll sound, is you've got to be able to take something relatively simple but make it extremely effective. And that always sounds like, oh, that must be the easiest thing in the world, but actually it can be quite difficult to deliver something where it's quite simple but just hits you totally right. It's very easy to sort of sway into the area of doing something that's just kind of annoyingly repetitive, or sway into the area of doing something which is like just too messy. This is just nice and on point. Everything here just sort of clicks and works, and it's charming. Now, what I was thinking about when I saw the music video is the reason that music video kind of got me is I really like the way that it was. Like I say, it looks like a live house, but also a bit like a front room. But I don't want to say it's not a live house, because I know there's so many live houses here in Tokyo, and outside of Tokyo, obviously. You go to some of the smaller ones, and they do just look like someone's converted front room. I'm thinking about places like Laguna in Shimokitazawa. I mean, Laguna in Shimokitazawa, that is someone's front room. I don't care what anyone tells me, that is a converted front room. The bar in there is basically just someone's kitchen. The stage in there is basically just like the living room. I'm sorry, that is someone's house. You get a lot of live houses like that, which are just converted shop units and things as well. So I don't know if this is actually a live house or not. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. It probably says somewhere in the credits, so apologies if I didn't notice that. But the reason why that really grabbed me is because this has that kind of vibe that really works in those kind of small live houses. I was thinking about another band, Queen Campoy, who I listen to occasionally as well, who also play a lot of small live houses, where this kind of music is really effective because there's kind of something of a party atmosphere where everything feels very chilled. You don't need like super complicated amp setups and advanced PA. It's just everyone just puts down their instruments and they just play, and it's kind of got this jam feel to it. And this is, it's almost something a bit punky about that, actually. There's kind of like a punk rock vibe. I noticed the one guy who had kind of like the punk rock threads on and everything. And it's like, it reminded me, there is kind of a punk rock vibe to that style of just like, it's very chilled. There's nothing complicated. There's probably not even a mixing desk in there. It's just people just sitting down and just playing straight PA, a couple of straight amps. And there's something about that purity that you feel both in the video, that kind of gentle party atmosphere where everyone's just having fun, but it's simple. But you also have that in the music. And so I felt like this was a really knowingly fun, old school rock and roll song. I just got a good vibe out of this. Sorry, I just read the guitarist's name. Nanako Jet Baby. That's quite a name. Okay. Just realized. Anyway, so a big thank you again to you guys for watching this. Hope you enjoyed. As always, get in the comments below. Tell me what you think. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.